Let's talk about Aztec birthdays. They're very different than the Western world and kind of fun. Aztecs have more birthdays than people in Western civilization. And that's because they reckon their birthday comes around every 260 days. That's different than we that follow a trip around the sun every 365 days. So that means if I'm currently 57 years old in our reckoning, in the Aztec calendar, I'm 80 years old. That 260-day calendar, called the Tonalpohualli in the Aztec language, is 20 days combined with 13 numbers. So there are 20 day names, and then they have the numbers 1 through 13 attached to them. So 20 times 13 is 260. No weeks, no months, just a continuous cycle of unique days for 260 days, and then it resets. Your personality and destiny are set by the one of the 20 day names that are assigned to you when you're born. The numbers 1 through 13 attached to it are all about how powerful those qualities are. So if you're a 1 rabbit, you're a very weak quality of rabbit. If you're 13 rabbit, very strong qualities of rabbit. And a balance, which Mesoamericans tended to like, was a 7 or 8 rabbit. Those 20 day names, some of them are good and some of them are bad. It's very important to know which day you're born on. For example, if you're born on the day dog, you're a fortunate person, you're courageous, and you have many friends. If you're born on the day monkey, that means you're very clever, you're a good artist, and people like your work. But on the other hand, there are bad days to be born on. If you're born on the day Flint, that means that you're always ill, and worse, that you're going to be sterile. You won't have any children in your lifetime, and in the Aztec thinking, that is one of the worst things you can be. Or, if you're born on the day Wind, you're generally seen as lazy and fickle. You don't make friends well, and you really never find a home. For that reason, it was very important to figure out what day you're born on and plan it if you can. The 260-day calendar is great for that because it's actually 9 months. It's human gestation. So, if you want a particular day, you try to conceive on that day, and then somewhere around that day, hopefully you'll hit the same one. They did have sorts of herbs and things that can control exactly when a woman had her pregnancy. It could induce or cross her legs for a day or so. But we know that people in the past were manipulating that. One good example is Maya kings. There is an impossible amount of 7 and 8 Ahau named Maya kings. Statistically, it couldn't have happened. But Ahau means Lord. So 7 or 8, balanced Lord, well, that was a good name for a king. We also see it in modern times. Modern women in Guatemala really favor induction these days because if they pick the day their baby is born, they can save their destiny. Old age for the Aztecs was at 65 years of age. That's 260-day years, 65. That actually equals exactly 52 solar years. So there's this interesting combination of their sacred and solar calendars right at that junction. That's where they pick the age of officially old people. And old people from then on did not need to work. They could be supported by their communities, and they could be publicly drunk. They had crossed the finish line, and their reward was relaxing and, if they wanted, public drunkenness. My favorite part of Aztec birthdays is the actual birthday parties themselves. In the Aztec tradition, you did not have a birthday party thrown for you. You threw a birthday party for all the people in your life to say thank you for helping me get through another year of life. So on your birthday, which was every 260 days, you were expected to have a party for your friends. Maybe music, food, gifts, and you better be generous. If you blow them off, the next year they're allowed to come wake you up in your bed and pull you down to the river and throw you in the river. That is for being an ingrate for all the people that protected you throughout your life. A very interesting tradition. And I like that philosophy. Gosh, I've always felt a little weird about my own birthdays. It seemed odd that people who had already been helping me through life then had to throw a party for me. I like the Aztec way. It is true that the Aztecs in many ways were brutal, but they also had some interesting and peaceful philosophies. And I like this birthday one. I think this is one in the good category for the Aztec civilization. If you like the kind of content we're creating and the research we're doing to make that content, I've found a new way for you to support what we're doing here. And it's YouTube's channel membership system. It's different than all those ads. It's a way, once again, kind of like Patreon, to directly support the creators. So if you join my new YouTube membership system, here's what you'll get. Number one, you'll get one extra video a month. So of the normal ones I make, when you're a member, you'll get private access to one more video that month. Number two, I'm going to allow people to vote and influence the kind of content I make. So again, if you're a member, I will be setting up every month choices where you can vote on what kind of content that I'm going to create. And you can also submit your own suggestions. So in that regard, you're part of creating the channel when you become a member. Third, most importantly, you keep me here in this chair creating videos instead of out there trying to make a living another way. So if you want more of the kind of content I'm making and a say in what kind of content I'm making, please click the link below to join. If you do, I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, that's okay too. In any event, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.